Down south, Chillin' with Dave is for entertainment purposes only. Political and celebrity voices are AI generated. Comedy bits are purely fictitious parodies, satire and spoofs. No ticks, skeeters or crazy-ass leftists were harmed in the production of this program.
Down south chillin' with Dave, what a way to start. Down south chillin' with Dave.
It's nose candy for your funny bone.
Playing pretty for Atlanta.
Tuesday means Larry.
Here's Larry.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday and I'm Larry. Today we're going to be talking Southern sayings. Some of the ones that you good Southern folks you might have just forgot as you grew older, and especially if you lived in a metropolitan area where there's a lot of Yankees and whatnot. You might have kind of lost touch with some of your roots and your good old Southern sayings. So I'm going to refresh your memory today. And for all you non-Southerners out there that's listening, then you're going to learn something. So get yourself a pencil and piece of paper. And here we go. Now there's one Southern saying that I really take a liking to, and it's like a hair in a biscuit. Now, you'd use that term when somebody says like, hey Larry, how you doing? Oh, I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. And then somebody might say, did you get much rain last night? You say, man, it rained so hard it sounded like a cow peeing on a flat rock. That's another good one there, so I bet you forgot about that if you're from the South. And then another one, a little exclamation is, if somebody tells you something that's kind of surprising or shocks you or whatever, you might say, well, I'll be dog. Butter my butt and call me a biscuit. That's a good one. Butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Yeah, I'll never forget that one. And then, if you remember when you was a youngin' and you might have been acting a fool or something, your mom or your daddy might have said something like, Larry, you better settle down, I'm gonna slap you till your clothes go out of style. So, that's another good one there. I've heard that one a time or two in my past, but then there's another good one if you like Southern food. It's, man, that was gooder than grits. And when somebody tells you something's gooder than grits, then it's good. Take my word for it. And then, of course, there's acting ugly. That's when you're a kid or something, or even an adult, and you're acting a fool. You're snot slinging drunk or just being a real turd about something. People say, he or she sure is acting ugly, Just quit acting so ugly. So, remember that one. That's a good one to use. And then here's one that kind of really goes way back. I remember this from my grandma saying, hey, it's saucered and blowed. Now you might say, what in the world does saucered and blowed means? Well, that's what you did, down here in the South when they make coffee on the stove in the pot, it's boiling hot when they pour it in your cup. So a lot of times you take some of that coffee and you pour it out into the saucer there, out of the coffee cup, and you blow on it. And so that's where you get the term saucered and blowed. You put it in the saucer and you blowed on it to cool it off. Then you could pick the saucer up and drink it straight from the saucer or pour it back in the cup. Didn't matter. It's all acceptable. And then another one that's really good is, he's full of more, than a Christmas turkey. He's full of more crap than a Christmas turkey. That's always a good one. And of course, a real staple in the South is the term, bless her heart, or bless his heart. Now, that can have two meanings. It can be a term of endearment, of sympathy, or it could be a nice, casual, courteous way of insulting the hell out of somebody. Like, you know what? She ain't nothing but a train wreck, bless her heart. So that's another good one. Bless her heart, or his heart, or their heart, or whatever. But anyway. And then you run across a skinny person, you can say, shoot, they so skinny they could climb through chicken wire. That's another good one there too. And then you run up on somebody that just is really ugly in the face. I mean, they were just born that way, they can't help it. You could say, man, they in danger of being mistaken for a cow pie. Now another one of my favorites is when somebody's just messing with you, picking at you or something, and you just get sick and tired of it, and you say, boy, you better leave me alone before I jump on you like a tick off the dog. Yeah, that's a good one. And then I guess probably my top two, one of my top two, as I close this thing out here, is he was grinning like a possum eating sawbriars, or grinning like a mule eating sawbriars. See, mule would eat sawbriars and they'd get stuck in all of his lips, and he couldn't do nothing but grin because it hurt for him to try to close his mouth. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. And that's all I got. That's your lesson on Southern sayings for this Tuesday, and I'm Larry.
Now a word from the side hustle empire of Larry and Goober, a division of Peckerwood Industries, UK.
Larry and Goober's slop jars. For those emergency situations where nothing else will do.
Hi folks, this is Larry and my brother Goober. Say hey, Goober.
Hey, this is Goober. How you doing?
Folks, we're here today because we have a new side hustle that we'd like to announce. And in conjunction with our friends at Peckerwood Industries, we've come up with Larry and Goober's slop jars. Now you might wonder why in the world you would need a slop jar. Well, just think about it. Let's say there's a water main break in your neighborhood and you're not going to have no water for about 12 hours, or hopefully not any longer than that, but you know, you can only do so much in your toilets, so a slop jar could really come in handy. Or maybe you just didn't pay the bill and you ain't got no credit card or telephone or nothing. You got to run up to the county water department or city water department the next day and pay. What you gonna do in the meantime? Or maybe your septic tank's all clogged up, you know, and they tell you not to flush. Again, you can only do so much, then you're gonna be looking for the nearest slop jar. So we've got the answer right here. We've got 3 convenient sizes. We've got the small slop jar that we call the tiny tush. Then we've got the big butt. And finally, for you really big uns out there, we've got the fat ass. So one of these 3 is going to work for you, and they're economical. They start at $49.99. And you can order them online by going to slopjars.toot. Another fine product of Peckerwood Industries.
Where, oh where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and you was gone.
This has been a DACA production. Copyright 2026, all rights reserved.